Hi, it's Jen. So I wanted to make an informal video today around how DBT and specifically the idea of dialectics can really help you as far as the coronavirus and all of what's going on in the world. Because I did group therapy tonight, and that was the theme that we went over. And as I went over all of them, I'm like, gosh, all the examples are just so perfect for what's going on in the world right now. So I wanted to share that with everybody on social media because I think it would be helpful. So we went over basically dialectics. What is dialectics? It's the idea that two opposites can be true, and it just helps us. Thinking and acting dialectically is kind of really about finding balance and the balance between acceptance and change. What I wanted to go over today specifically was how dialectics reminds us of 4 different concepts. So first one is the universe is filled with opposing sides and opposing forces. There is always more than one way to see a situation and more than one way to solve a problem. 2 things that seem like opposites can both be true. The very first thing that comes to mind is just what is going on with the coronavirus. On one side, I absolutely see how scary and devastating and just kind of like, I guess, in a sense, negative what's going on is, and how it's really concerning, and just, the fear and all of it is valid, and I acknowledge it, and there's definitely a part of me that is worried. On the other hand, I also see the positivity and the possible silver linings that are happening here. I do think that this might be good for nature. I think that internally maybe some isolation is good for all of us. We could use some time to reflect, or maybe meditate, kind of reprioritize ourselves as individuals and as a community. The second concept is everything and every person is connected in some way. The waves and the oceans are one. The slight move of the butterfly affects the furthest star. Again, I think that this virus is really challenging all of us to really think about how we're connected, metaphorically, physically, connected in the sense of we could all spread this to each other, but also, like I had mentioned, and I'm willing to admit, when I first heard about the virus, my very first thought was, I'll be okay, I'm healthy, nothing to worry about. But obviously looking at it from a less selfish perspective, I don't want to infect anyone. I don't want to spread it around. So I think it is important that we realize that we are all connected, and that this is bigger than just me as an individual. The third concept is change is the only constant. Meaning and truth evolve over time. Each moment is new. Reality itself changes with each moment. I do think that, on a kind of positive note, that what's going on is really kind of forcing us to live more in the moment and in the present. The news is constantly changing. I can't really make plans for what I'm going to do next Saturday because I don't even know if we're going to be allowed out, if we're not, what's happening. So it kind of just forces us to be like, okay, like this is what's going on today. I don't know. We'll see what's going on tomorrow, and I'll make plans there. And I don't think that that's a bad thing necessarily. The last one, number 4, is change is transactional. What we do influences our environment and other people in it. The environment and other people influence us. I don't really think I have to explain that one too much, but that's exactly what is going on as far as just the virus and us and our environments and being quarantined and trying to, prevent it from spreading and just, So it's just important, I guess, that we try to remain balanced and just think, look at this from two sides. Again, it's valid for you to be scared. It's valid for you to be nervous. But also, I think it's valid for you to maybe embrace some of what's going on and use it to your advantage. Maybe spend time with your kids. Write that book you've been wanting to write. Really practice the self-care. Do what you can. Make the best of it. As they say, make lemonade out of lemons. So that's my DBT 2 cents for the coronavirus. Thanks.